What's going on, everybody? This your boy Isaiah, coming to you from Bucco's Locker. Subscribe, like, comment, share all my videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Also, follow Bucco's Locker on Facebook, Twitter. If you want to donate, please feel free to donate. All donations are welcome, big or small. And if I got the mic up, but I'm about to mic up. I got this. I always do this. Got a mic up, man. Anyway, we good now. We good. We good. So, how's everybody doing, man? Everybody good? What's up, Keith? Kenneth, what's up, man? You know, I had to catch y'all early in the day. You know, I could have dropped the video later. But don't be at work now looking at this video. You focus on your job. You can check this video out later. But Jason Garrett clap. As usual, as you can see, I've been missing in action. I took some time off. I always take time off. It's the off season. I'm enjoying off season. I'm getting revved up for the upcoming preseason. I'll be ready for August and September, October, November, December. But it's the off season. I'm enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. I ain't really did nothing to Bucco's Locker yet. I got everything over there. Just enjoying off season. I'm gonna set everything up, But hopefully everybody having a good time and enjoying their summer or spring going into summer. But let's get down to business. Let's make magic. So the Bucks draft class for 2019, as you can see the title of the video. I didn't do a video right away after the draft. I kind of wanted everything to die down and, chill out. I know everybody was hyped about the draft. I was. But I left a little disappointed. But, neither here nor there. But this is my draft, review for the 2019. For Tampa Bay Bucks. I mean, how I feel about these three guys, as you can see in my background here. Bruce, Jason, and good old Todd. The Bucks. Well, let's get down to business. The Bucks drafted. I'm looking at my notes. Starting with the first round, Devin White, Quan's replacement. They drafted Quan replacement, and according to what Bruce and Jason and mostly Todd, that Devin has been the guy the whole entire time. Now, when the Bucks was up on the clock to pick, they had some options, and I know a lot of people. I've watched a lot of this on the Facebook groups and social media. The Bucks had a choice of Devin White, Josh Allen, and Ed Oliver, and the Bucks went with Devin White. Now, they always say you always go with pass rushers over linebackers. But I will say, I will defend this pick, though, because in today's NFL, just like the NBA is a three-point shooting league now, right? The NFL is a get-you-in-space league. I mean, look who's in our division. Think about it. Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Devontae Freeman. I mean, we got to have linebacker to cover them. Is this an upgrade of Quan? Analytics show this is most likely going to be an upgrade from Quan. Quan was a great in the box linebacker. He struggled in space a lot. He can blitz pretty well too. But what we're getting out of Devin has more pedigree. Devin has more pedigree than Quan. Quan is a good linebacker. He's coming off ACL injury. He went to San Francisco. But Devin has a better pedigree, a better background. He's more faster, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more football instincts than Quan. Devin is very aggressive. He's more aggressive than Quan to me. And he's bigger. Devin is a grown man. Do you understand? Devin is, he a gam. He's a gam, a grown ASS man. But we transition into a 3-4, and Devin can play 3-4-4-3 hybrid, whatever he can blitz very well. He can blitz on the outside. He can blitz on the inside. He can tackle in space. He's fast enough to track down Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara. He's fast enough to hit. He's strong enough to bring down Cam Newton. He's agile enough to cover running backs, even tight ends. So he fills a lot of needs that the Bucs need in the middle of the defense. He will be the leader with the help of Levante David. So, but there's some hurt people out there that wanted Josh Allen. I know Josh Allen could have replaced, obviously, JPP in his injury, and I'll make another video on that and the effects on that injury, but I'm not going to get into that. This is about the draft class. And Ed Oliver was sitting there to replace Gerald McCoy, and that saga's still going on too, and we passed up on both of those guys. So Ed Oliver went to Buffalo and to replace Kyle Williams, and Josh Allen went to Jacksonville to basically replace Dante Fowler and others. But that's a good pickup for both of those teams. And if the Bucs would have picked one of those guys, I would have been just as fine with that. I'd have been fine with that. I wouldn't have tripped. But all three guys are really good. All three guys are top 10 guys in the draft, and the Bucs got one of them. I'm not mad. But this draft was very defensive heavy, and I'm gonna give y'all the numbers too. Like, we drafted 6 defensive players, 6 according to my notes. 6 defensive players, 6, 3 secondary players, 2 D linemen, and a linebacker. That gives you an idea of how the Bucs feel about our defense. Or it gives you an idea of what Bruce and Todd Bowles think about our defensive players before the draft. To draft, 6 defensive guys, and these guys going to get some playing time just based on where they were drafted at. And I'm going to get to this down the road, but as I go through this list, and I'm going to give y'all the whole overall oversight of the video. But this is very interesting, though. But I'll get to that in a second. Second round, Sean Button from Central Michigan, a lanky corner with speed, good press man coverage skills. He's aggressive. He can pick the ball, and he has good return skills, too. So he can provide some return capabilities if they decide to, punt return, kick return. And then if he gets an interception, he can take it to the house. Very interesting, though. 6 foot plus cornerback, 4.4 speed. He plays fast. He's faster than quicker. If that makes sense. And it's funny, we drafted a cornerback when we got Vernon and Carlton Davis from last year. Drafted Carlton Davis last year, another 6 foot cornerback. But the difference between Carlton and Sean Button is Sean Button is faster and better ball skills. Kind of a slight upgrade, but you'll get when I'm going with this. Third round, the Bucs did trade their 70th pick to the Rams to get the 94th and the 99th pick in the third round. The third round pick. Jamel Dean from Auburn, another 6'2" or 6 foot plus cornerback with blazing speed and press cover skills. And you get where I'm going with this, right? Sean Button, 6 foot plus, great speed, man-to-man press, cover skills. Jamel Dean, 6 foot plus, great speed, long, lanky, press, man-to-man skills. Interesting. And we got Carlton Davis and Vernon Hargreaves. This is getting interesting, fam. I don't think Bruce and Todd is too high on Carlton and Vernon. They might talk about him. But to draft 2 cornerbacks in the second and third round, that tells you a lot about how they feel about the current group. Ryan Smith, Carlton Davis, Vernon Hargreaves. They're not too big on those guys. That's just my opinion. Then the third round, they drafted Mike Edwards. Mike Edwards from Kentucky, another SEC DB. Can play multiple positions in the secondary. Safety, strong safety, and he can play corner or slot. But we have Justin Evans, Jordan Whitehead, MJ Stewart. You know, like we just overloading the secondary. But you'll get where I'm going with this. Another ball hawking secondary player with some size and some speed. Y'all get where I'm going with this? Another pick, and then in the fourth round, so we had 2 third-round picks. In the fourth round, we picked up Anthony Nelson from Iowa. He's a poor man's version of Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa. He's built like them, tall, bulky. Kind of remind me of Marcus Hunt. He's a tall guy. He can play the 3 technique. He can play inside 5 technique. He's a big guy. He's basically William Golston's replacement. Same guy, but he just tested out better. He's more athletic and he's younger and he's cheaper. So there's a possibility that William Golston might get released before the season start. So, but that's a decent pickup, and he was pretty good rushing the passer. He's not going to wow you with his athleticism. He's not going to be on some Josh Allen, Ed Oliver type thing, but he's a steady, consistent player. How about that? You need those guys. And he's young and he's cheap. Then the 5th round, we picked up Matt Gay, a kicker. I know everybody was like, yikes, we got another kicker. But this time it was in the 5th round. Now, there was some more guys out there that we could have gotten in the 5th round, but the percentages of 5th round picks making an NFL or becoming a highly productive player are, below 20%. So I get the concept, what they was thinking in the draft room, in the war room, of just let's take a flyer on the kicker, but we had other pressing needs. We could have got a O-lineman, running back. I don't know, but I guess they're going to keep plucking at this until they get a kicker, But he's from Utah. His strong leg, funny shape, but strong leg. He can hit 50-yard field goals at a 70+% clip. Accurate inside, 50. So Santos probably get cut too. If the kicker is halfway decent, they'll probably cut Santos. So Carol Santos. So that's pretty much a foregone conclusion. As long as the young kicker makes his kicks. Cheaper option. Once again, cheaper. In the 6th round, we picked up Scott Miller from Bowling Green. A little jittery bug. A.K.A. Adam Humphrey's replacement. And I'm going to tell you something about Scott Miller. Very, very, very short-handed. He don't drop a lot of balls. And he's super fast. Something that I've been harping over for the last couple of years with Adam Humphrey. Adam Humphrey's good. Short-handed receiver, possession receiver. But he's not fast enough. He's not athletic enough to make a huge difference in the kick return game. And they had him in punt return, and he was worthless in the punt return game. Adam Humphrey is good between the hashes, and he's good from 0 to 10. Adam Humphrey's not a deep ball receiver. Scott Miller reminds me of John Brown. He used to play for Arizona. But Scott Miller ran a 4.2, 4.3 and some change. So he's hyper fast. And something that has been emphasized in this draft, speed. Right? And Bruce's guys, right? But Scott Miller fits that mold of John Brown type player. Jittery bug, fast, good hands, can play in the slot. Yes, we got Justin Watson. And Mike Evans can play the slot. Chris Godwin can play the slot. So we good on the receivers, and tight ends. So we good. But Scott Miller from Bowling Green to basically replace Adam Humphrey. And you got Justin Watson and Bobo Wilson too. So, and then in the 7th round, we picked up Terry Buckner, a defensive tackle from Missouri. Now, I remember this guy. He was a #1 high school recruit back in 2014. Dude was a beast. Went to Missouri. He chose Missouri over all the big schools, and he wanted to stay home, and His college career didn't quite pan out. He got skills. He loved the swim move. I seen the tape on him. He loved the swim move. But he got in some trouble in Missouri. He didn't play up to his potential. So I don't know if he got off the field issues. So to take a flyer on him in the 7th round, that can be a 7th round steal if he turns out to be half of anything, right? And he can also play inside and outside 3 or 5 techniques. So Anthony Nelson and Terry Buckner Jr., some youth on that line. Can both of them make the team? Yes. It depends on what the situation with JPP and Gerald McCoy, because they cut, Gerald McCoy. You got to keep both of them. And then JPP situation, if it turns out to be what it is, we definitely need to keep those guys. And then also William Golson. So there's some issues right there on that D line, on that 3 and that 5 technique. You know what I'm saying? So we got some issues right there. This is why Ed Oliver would have been a good pick too, because that would have solved the Gerald McCoy situation. And then Josh Allen would have been a good pick because that would have solved the JPP situation. Whatever. But all in all, 6 defensive players drafted, 1 special teams and 1 receiver. This had Todd Bowles' fingerprints all over it. Bruce was like, I'm not even worried about the offense. Bruce he's inherited a team that is very one-sided. The team strength for the Bucs is offense. Right? Top 5 offense. The numbers can be deceiving because 90% of that or 85% of that was passing. The running game was trash. The O-line was not great. Outside of Ali Marpet, and he had an okay year. The O-line was not great. Right? So despite all those issues with the O-line and the running game and the play calling from Dort Cutter, the offense was still top 10, right? So Bruce is looking at it like, I can just take a couple things and help James out with, and help him out with the passing game situations, down in distances and clean that up. And I'm expecting Bruce to clean all that up with James and the play calling with Byron Leftwich, right? So I'm not really worried about the offense. The offense is going to be good. We basically get the same offense from last year, minus Adam Humphrey. And you can kind of say we kind of upgraded with Scott Miller as far as athleticism, but we'll see how he plays on the field. And then we got Justin Watson, so he can play slot too, and Chris Godwin and Mike. So I'm not really worried about the receivers, the tight ends, the passing game. I'm not really worried about that. My emphasis is the running game and the O-line, run blocking. Pass blocking was okay, right? It wasn't great, but it was all right. But the running game coordination and the O-line coaching is the big issue. If you don't have hogs up in the front, you ain't going nowhere, as you can see from last year. And from our draft, we didn't draft the O-lineman. So they are highly confident with Alex Kappa at the right guard situation and Earl Wofford. And they okay with DeMar Dotson and Donovan Smith and Ryan Jansen and Ali Marpet. Is like, oh, we just saw this O-line play like crap last year, and they're going to go into the season with those guys. Caleb cannot block. Alex Kappa, I'm not strong enough, from Hobart College. Still trying to learn the game. But this is going to be interesting on how this play out. But there has been a notice put on the defense, specifically the secondary. The secondary has been placed on notice. They got competition. They are under the microscope. Bruce and Todd drafted their guys. Sean Bunton, Jamel Dean, and Mike Edwards. So with that being said, everybody that's in that secondary, your position is up for grabs. And it's, what's so crazy? Carlton Davis, I'm worried about him. And I know people had high praise on Carlton Davis last year. I even like Carlton Davis, right? But when you draft two cornerbacks, one in the second and one in the third round, and they both over 6 foot, and they both play press, and they are faster than Carlton Davis, yikes. They're the same size as Carlton Davis, but faster. Both ran under, one ran 4.42, that's Bunting, and Jamel Dean ran a 4.3 and some change. He's 6'2", and Bunting is like 6 foot, 6'1". Carlton Davis is 6'1" and ran a 4.5 something, like 4.55 or something, 4.56. He was beat quite a bit. Todd Bowles wants speed on the outside, press man coverage. Now, as far as Vernon Hargreaves, 5th-year option. This is an insurance plan for Vernon Hargreaves too. This is Vernon Hargreaves' make or break year. Now, sometimes they like to ball out, their 5th-year option, the contract, they ball out, right? Because he's looking for an extension. So he's going to try his best to play healthy. But based on this draft and how the current Bucks corners are set up, Vernon, you're a slot guy, buddy. You're a slot guy. You might play on the outside. So this is what I believe what they're going to do with Vernon Hargreaves and Carlton Davis. We're specifically talking about the cornerbacks because of Jamel Dean and Sean Bunting, right? Vernon Hargreaves will play some percentage on the outside. Not every down. Percentages is going to be on the outside. He's going to be like maybe 20, 30, maybe 40% on the outside. He will not play a full season on the outside, the boundary corner or, the other corner. They're going to move him around. But a lot of the times you're going to see Vernon is playing the slot, the nickel. They ain't fooling me because you drafted those guys. You didn't draft those guys to play slot. You drafted those guys, Sean Bunting and Jamel Dean, to play press man-to-man coverage on the outside along with Carlton Davis. There is no way in the world that you're going to draft two tall, lanky, fast cornerbacks, press man-to-man coverage cornerbacks, and you're going to put them inside. You're going to put both of those guys on the outside, and if those guys show any potential of being good, they're going to play a lot, which means Vernon Hargreaves, you are on notice. Carlton Davis, you are on notice. Mike Edwards, ball hawk and safety, MJ Stewart, Jordan Whitehead, Justin Evans, you are on notice. Ryan Smith, you are definitely on notice, and you're probably going to get cut. You're most likely going to get cut. Ryan Smith most likely will get cut. Kentrell Bryce, I don't know if he's on special teams. I'm trying to tell you. And Todd Bowles' defense, and somebody just alluded to this, and I'm going to jump on that. I'm going to piggyback on that. Good point out, but I was going to get into that in a second. People was like, why did they draft 3 guys in the secondary? Why they drafted so many guys in the secondary when we drafted, some guys last year and the year before? Well, if you know anything about Todd Bowles' defense, they play 7 DBs. 6, 7 DBs, quite a bit. Go back and look at Arizona's tape. Go back and look at the New York Jets defense. Very exotic, very blitz heavy. They blitz heavy, and you got to know how to cover man to man. And when you blitz him from the secondary or linebacker, you better know how to tackle and lay the wood. Mike Edwards can blitz and lay the wood. Bunting is aggressive, and Dean, he can get in there and scrap a little bit too. I'm not saying that Vernon Hargreaves and Carlton Davis and Jordan, Justin Evans and Jordan Whitehead and MJ Stewart and Kentrell Bryce is soft. I'm not saying they soft, but if you're going to be, there's a possibility you might see three down linemen, 1 linebacker, and 7 DBs. Especially on those third and long plays, like 3rd and 7. the third, they do it in tiers, right? You got your third and shorts, and you got your third and mediums, and you got your third and longs. You got your third and shorts, and you got your third and sevens, and and you got your third down and 10 and more, right? When it's third and long and they gotta throw the ball, 6 or 7 DBs will be on the field. And the DBs that are lined up in the inside, those are the blitzers. I'm just saying, Deon Buchanan plays safety. Devin White not coming off the field, and maybe Levante David might be on the field. You might see a scenario with 3 down linemen, Devin White, Levante David, and 6 DBs. And the good thing about this defense is I know for years we complained about the Bucs not blitzing enough, not being aggressive, the bend don't break defense. It's played out. We give the highest completion percentage in the NFL, like 70% for the last couple of years, and no pass rush, and why they not blitzing. I can point out so many different time frames where the Bucs should have blitzed, and they did not do it because they felt like the secondary can hold up. They were wrong. And this draft shows it. This draft tells you everything about Jason Light, who got a 1-year extension, who shouldn't have got that extension, should have got fired. He has admitted to his mistakes on defense. When you overdraft in one area, when you overdraft in one area, you are admitting your mistake. You are definitely admitting a mistake. That's just my personal opinion. Because how do you draft all these people in the secondary for 3 straight years? You can't get it right, Jason? You're the GM. But he got a 1-year extension, though. Jason, this could be your last draft. What now? On stage like Kevin Hart, what now? Because no more excuses, man. You drafted 6 defensive players. In the last 3 years, you drafted quite a bit on defense, and we still can't get it right. I'm just saying, so this is going to be on Todd Bowles. Can he fix the defense? I'm not worried about the offense. Can he fix the defense? If we get a defense that's halfway decent, we are a playoff team. Or at least a 9-win team. I ain't gonna say playoffs. Well, okay. We are at least an 8-8 team with a halfway decent defense that can get, instead of 30-something sacks, 39 sacks for the season. 40. The goal. See, I want y'all to understand this. Pay attention to how many sacks the Bucs get off of a blitz this year, and the sack totals. Right. I don't see a double-digit sack guy on the team with the JPP situation and the German McCoy situation, but as a whole unit, if the Bucs can get between 38 and 44 sacks as a team, that's decent with no star pass rusher, unless Shaquille Barrett or Noah Spence break out, or Carl Nassib break out with a 10-plus sack season. But I don't see anybody on the team outside of JPP getting 10 or more sacks. So this is going to be a sack by committee. And we're going to probably blitz. We're going to be probably one of the most blitzing teams in the NFL based on this draft and how Todd Bowles look on his defense. Going to be very interesting how this plays out. But that is my draft review for the 2019 Tampa Bay Bucs. The emphasis was on defense. Tell me in the comment section, how can these defensive players who from this draft class can make the biggest impact? Can all of them make an impact in this draft class? Specifically the DBs, the secondary guys? Can Anthony Nelson make an impact and Terry Buckner make an impact? Can Scott Miller make an impact? Can Matt Gay make an impact? We'll see. Stay tuned. But this is Buckles Locker coming to you again. Subscribe, like, comment, share on all my videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell icon to notify all new videos that's posted on this channel. Follow the Buckles Locker Facebook page, Twitter page, yada, yada, yada. Shouts out to everybody out there in the Bucks community, social media, out there in Tampa and all across the world. To all my Pirates and all my Sea Bandits and all the stick carriers and everybody across the world, I want y'all to fire those cannons, seize the day, and raise those flags. I'll see y'all soon.